Welcome to Belize Bat Removal. This is Mrs. Bats, ready to take a shot of tequila with you. Yeah, we all like that tequila, right? But what the hell does Belize Bat Removal have to do with tequila? You ever heard this? Maybe you've heard that. That is actually bats in an attic. It could be bats in a roosting place at night. We've heard that sound, right? Lord knows we have a lot of bats in Belize, but they're actually declining. So what do bats have to do with tequila? Let's get back to that. So interestingly enough, as you well know, the blue agave is the main ingredient for tequila, right? Now, bats play a very important role. In particular, one bat specifically, which is a lesser long-nosed bat. They actually are what allows the agave to be pollinated and to thrive and grow. But how? Let's start with the 101 education, right? So right now, being that they play such an important role, what they do is they kind of like bees. We all know bees are super important to the environment, right? Well, bats are too. So what they do is they feed on the agave flowers and they get the pollen on their fur, and their bodies. And what they do is they fly from flower to flower. And then what that does is transfer the pollen and it helps to fertilize the plants and produce new agaves, right? So without bats, blue agave plant would not be able to produce as effectively. And the tequila industry, as we know, is actually kind of starting to suffer from it. So experts actually believe that bats are responsible for pollinating up to 80% of blue agave plants in Mexico alone. Now, in recent years, the tequila industry, as we know, has grown rapidly because there's a high demand for tequila, and it has put pressure on our bat populations. So as more agave is harvested, there's actually less food available for the lesser long-nosed bat, right? And this is leading a decline into bat populations. Now, there's a number of things that we can do to actually help the tequila industry while coexisting with bats. One of the most important steps is to ensure that agaves are being harvested in a way that leaves some of the flowers available for the bats to pollinate, right? Another important step is we want to create bat-friendly habitats, and that's what Belize Bat Removal is here to do, right? We will actually provide you guys bat roosts, which we call bat houses. And one of the steps that you can take as well is planting a garden. Who doesn't like to grow things here in Belize, right? So if we actually plant the things that bats like to eat and take shelter in, this will really help with the population of the bats to be preserved, right? Preserve the bats, preserve the tequila. Now, by taking those steps, we can ensure that bats continue their important role in the tequila industry by helping to produce and to fertilize the agave. And also they can thrive for many years to come with tequila and the bats, right? And the coexistence. So quick recap, bats are the only animals that pollinate agave flowers, though the lesser long-nosed bat in particular is the primary pollinator. Many bat species play an important role in that as well. So bats ensure that the blue agave plant is able to produce and to thrive, and the tequila industry growing so rapidly, it's putting the pressure on the bat populations, which is why we want to preserve our bat population. So there's a number of things that we can do, like I mentioned before, to really help bats and tequila industries to coexist. So save the bats, have a shot of tequila, and I'll see you at the next party.